Building discipline, becoming consistent is so easy once you understand this. Now, before we go into this, what is discipline? Discipline is doing the work that needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. And people say that discipline is only doing hard work. Discipline is not only doing hard work. Building discipline and being disciplined is doing the work when you feel like it and when you don't feel like it. Now, the reason I say this is because if you don't do the work, sometimes you're not going to do it all the time. So you have to be able to do something you want to do sometimes, because that's going to make it easier to build up the momentum. Now that we know discipline is doing the hard work, no matter whether you want to or not, okay? If you want to do the hard work, you still do it. If you don't want to do the hard work, you still do it. It's showing up no matter what. It is doing the work no matter the circumstances. So, how do you become so disciplined that it's so hard to become inconsistent? It's so hard to stop the train. Well, as someone who has personally just come out of a rut that was weeks long and is now almost, as just as disciplined, if not more disciplined than I was a few weeks ago. Here's what you have to do. Here is the tactic that I've used so many times to get out of my ruts, to become more disciplined, to level up my consistency, my work ethic, my discipline. It is to start so small that you cannot fail, you cannot miss, you cannot not show up. So, for instance, let's just say that every day you want to do a workout, you want to film a YouTube video, and you want to write a post, right? This might take you 2 hours. If you're doing that and then all of a sudden you miss a day, that's going to be so hard to do the next day. Or it's going to be much harder to start because that's so much work. But let's just say you want to get out of this rut, you're trying to still do this 2-hour morning routine, this 2-hour bunch of work each day. You're not getting it done. And every day you're like trying, and it's not happening. A week goes by, 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by. How do you get out of this? What you do is you cut out as much as possible and you go, okay, what can I do in 60 seconds? 60 seconds. Okay, cool. I'm going to film a 60-second video. So you sit down and you film a 60-second video. So instead of spending 20-30 minutes filming, instead of spending an hour editing, instead of spending 2 hours working on this, you spend 60 seconds and you just post it. Maybe don't post it, you just film it and leave, all right? Because that is the little momentum. Discipline is momentum and willpower. Momentum and willpower. Discipline is 50-50. Discipline is 50%, okay, I'm going to work hard, and 50%, I do this every day, right? So, if you want to do a workout every single day and you're not feeling motivated, there's two situations. Person A wants to do a workout and isn't feeling motivated, and person B wants to do a workout, isn't feeling motivated, but has worked out even though they're not motivated every day for the last week. Who's going to be more likely to push their discipline and to do the workout? The first person, because they have willpower and they have momentum. Okay, discipline is 50% willpower, 50% momentum. Okay, so here's how you build each from scratch. Willpower, you make it so easy you can't not do it. Okay, so instead of having to use your willpower to do 1 hour of hard work, you do 60 seconds, 5 minutes of hard work, 10 minutes of hard work. Instead of trying to go from 0, you do the same thing. You do that 60 seconds to build a momentum. Okay, and the reason I say this, you might be thinking, well, 60 seconds of work isn't going to help me at all. You're correct. 60 seconds of work most likely isn't going to get you much closer to your goals, but it's going to get you out of that rut. If you do 60 seconds of work one day, 5 minutes the next day, 20 minutes the next day, and then boom, 4 days later, you're back to your routine, you're going to be so much more further ahead than if you were like, I'm going to do 2 hours of work every day, and you don't do it because it's too hard. Every single day, you don't do it for 3 weeks. This has happened to me twice so far this year, where I set the standard too high, and I have too much of a big ego to cut it back to get out of that rut, and I stay in that rut. Tell your ego to piss off and cut the work down and start with what you can do now and build it up. Willpower, momentum. That's all there is. That's all I need to say. Do something so small you can't not do it. Do it multiple days in a row, and then you've got the discipline back again to do something. You've got the momentum and you've got the motivation. If you do something every single day for 7 days, even no matter what it is, if you do 1 push-up a day for 7 days, you're going to be so much more motivated to do 100 push-ups on day 7 compared to if you just did no push-ups and like, I'm going to do 100 push-ups in a week, right? The willpower is the discipline. But the willpower, you won't need as much willpower if you have motivation, if you have momentum, because you have motivation, you have the momentum, you have the evidence. Discipline is 50-50, 50% willpower, 50% momentum. Start today, do something for 60 seconds, and I guarantee you in a couple of days, you'll be back to normal. My name's Sam, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Subscribe, go check out my main channel, link is in the channel description. I'll see you guys tomorrow with more helpful videos like this. Remember, discipline is so easy when you use 50% willpower, 50% momentum. Start with 60 seconds today, you'll be back on track tomorrow. Goodbye.